Welcome to Thunder Live on FanDuel Sports Network, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Kicking off the longest road trip of the season here in Orlando. The Thunder inside of Kia Center, squaring off against the Orlando Magic. And this one, well, it was a bit of a battle between these two teams. The Thunder walk away with a 113-108 victory, and it took everybody to get this job done. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading all scorers with a 40-point performance and a couple of big-time winning plays in the fourth to seal this victory. And the Thunder have now won 9 consecutive games. As we welcome you back inside of Kia Center and into Thunder Live, I'm Paris Lawson alongside the Thunder's very own Royce Young. And Royce, I'm looking at the box score and I realize there's only 5 lead changes in this game, but it felt like all 5 of them were really dramatic.
No doubt about it, because, OKC did a great job of coming out, building an early lead. Yeah. The Magic did a tremendous job second night of a back-to-back for them, really finding some energy and coming back in this game and really put a ton of pressure on the Thunder late in the game to figure things out. SGA was terrific in the third quarter, 19 points on 8 of 10 shooting in that third quarter, and really just kind of, as the game wore on, Paris, showed why this guy won the MVP last year, why he should win it again this year. When it comes to critical moments, he delivers every single time, it feels like. But while SGA is certainly the MVP of the league, Alex Caruso is should be the co-star of MVP of this game.
I love it.
Because he was awesome down the stretch, switched on to Paolo Banchero, really played him with a lot of physicality, so disruptive in the way that he played in that second half.
I mean, his first points in the game came in the fourth quarter, a massive moment to give the Thunder a little bit more energy in the fourth quarter. But the way Oklahoma City was able to stay in this game, it really speaks to something that Coach Daigneault talks often about, is just finding different ways to win. I mean, this was a low scoring. Neither team really either had it going from the field or behind the 3-point line, except for Orlando in the first half of this game, and the Thunder just able to stick with it to get the job done.
I think the Thunder were 2 of 13 from the 3-point line in the first half. And in a lot of ways, I think that this was kind of like the way Orlando wants to play you. I mean, they are a very good defensive team. They really put a lot of pressure on you. They play with a lot of physicality. They use their hands great. But here's the thing. That works against a lot of teams because, again, I think Orlando played the style of game they want to play that a lot of times delivers wins for them. But it doesn't work all the time against a team like the Thunder that can win so many different ways. OKC, a lot of other teams around the league would not be able to survive and struggle shooting the basketball from 3. The Thunder can, because they can manufacture points in different ways. They can play kind of just eye for eye in terms of the defensive end. They can get stops right there alongside you. And so OKC can win basically any way you need them to. And so while the Magic played, I think, kind of an ideal game in a lot of ways for themselves, didn't work against the Thunder.
Yeah, the Thunder is one of the most versatile teams in the NBA, and it has served them well up to this point. Let's relive how this game unfolded. It was a 1-point game at halftime between these two teams. The Magic went into halftime on that massive run to cut the lead to just 1 point. But then the third quarter, we saw a massive stretch for Oklahoma City, headlined, of course, by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and those 19 points. But really, Royce, it was a full team effort to put up as many points as they did to make sure that they gave themselves a margin here going into the fourth.
Yeah, the floor kind of began to open up a little bit. And really, a lot of it was some of the shot making just started to happen for OKC, because a lot of the shots the Thunder got in the first half didn't go down. But now they start going down. The Thunder start finding a little more rhythm. I think SGA has a lot of credit deserved for that, of kind of starting to engineer some rhythm offensively for OKC. The floor can feel like it loosens up when number 2 is just kind of cooking the way that he was. And of course, then you start getting this sort of stuff. The great timely back cut there by Casey Wallace, great delivery by Jalen Williams to find him. And OKC was able to kind of build a lead going into the fourth quarter. But again, the Orlando Magic are going to put pressure on you. They're going to make you earn your points. AJ Mitchell did a great job, Paris, in this quarter of really kind of sustaining OKC's offense while SGA got a rest.
Yeah, helping to keep the Thunder's offense afloat here. A couple of really big buckets. How about the Thunder finishing through contact in this matchup here tonight? A few and one. Isaiah Joe, a massive three-pointer there. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander checking in right after that shot. And he said, Isaiah, I can do that too.
And finally, that Isaiah Joe 3 gave OKC a 7-point lead, kind of gave them a little bit of breathing room, because the Magic tend to play these possession by possession games. Again, they're a very good defensive team. Alex Caruso with the poke away and then the layup, and then SGA, that felt like kind of the one right there where it put it away. Then of course, Chet Holmgren adding a little bit extra on top of it with this tough and one through traffic. He was great, by the way. I mean, we talked about Caruso. We talked about SGA, who was terrific. Chet Holmgren was fantastic. I thought specifically on the boards. He was great rebounding the basketball in this one as he kind of played. Him and Jay Will played some minutes together. Of course, he played co-big with Isaiah Hartenstein, but a lot of solo big stuff from Chet. He was great rebounding the ball.
Yeah, 12 boards for Chet Holmgren in this matchup here tonight. And as we take a look at the final stats, a couple to note. The first one is the top right corner there for the Orlando Magic. Sub 40% shooting from the field. That is a great indication of how Oklahoma's defense was performing in this one. And then the final stat I want you to circle is the one that's already highlighted for you. Points in the paint, 32 for Orlando. Mind you, the last time the Thunder squared off against the Magic, the Thunder held Orlando to 26 points in the paint. That means for Orlando, 2 of their lowest 5 points in the paint performances have come against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And that's the way that they score. I mean, they are a great paint scoring team. And really, honestly, why the game was as close as it was and why the Magic were in this game is because they shot the ball pretty well from three. Mm-hmm. They're not a team that's typically making 15, 16, 17 threes, but they knocked some down, and it kind of flipped it on its head. OKC was a minus 24 in terms of points from the three-point line. The Thunder did not shoot it well, but they won that paint battle, and that's really what generated this game for OKC is how good OKC was at protecting the paint and scoring in the paint.
One thing about Oklahoma City, they're going to try to take away your fastball in the paint for Orlando. That is their number one option. The Thunder forcing them to go to plan B in this game here tonight, and it worked out pretty well. Well, I'll tell you a fastball that's pretty hard to slow down. It's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning league MVP, doing MVP things with 40 points against the Magic. More on his game when we come back. What a way to kick off the longest road trip of the season. The Thunder taking down the Magic 113-108. And after the game, our very own Nick Gallo caught up with the man of the match, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Let's listen in.
Shai, that had been one of the hottest offensive teams in the league. What did it take defensively to grind that out and hold them to 40% shooting?
Yeah, complete team effort. We obviously got off to a good start, and then the car kind of got off the road for a little bit, but that's what great teams do. They figure out a way to get it back on the road, figure out a way to go into a building and win a game when the chips are stacked against you. And we did that tonight.
And it seemed like one of the consistent through lines was the physicality. You guys dominated the glass, dominated in the paint. How critical was that coming in, and why were we able to execute on it?
Yeah, it's a point of emphasis for us. And every night the game's going to have a different task, a different challenge. And it's our job. It's what we get paid to do. We get paid to execute the game plan and play at a high level and play with utmost energy. We did that enough tonight to get a W on the road against a good team, a playoff team. And that's what stacking wins and stacking W's is about.
And you personally stood up and delivered so many points, 28 in the second half. What did you sense at halftime? What were you feeling out there that allowed you to play with such great aggression and tact?
Yeah, I was getting to my spots in the first half. The ball wasn't dropping. So I was in a good rhythm. It just probably didn't look like it. But all I can do is trust my work, and I trusted my work in the second half, and it came through for me, came through for our team. And we walk out here with a W.
Dominating second half. Congrats on the win to start this trip.
Appreciate it.
If there's one person that you can trust his work, it is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who finished the night with 40 points, 19 of which coming in the third quarter. That is why he is our forward player of the game. Royce, this is Shai's 32nd career game with 40 points.
I mean, and again, the way that he did it, I love the way that Shai put it there to Nick, that he felt like he was in great rhythm in that first half, and he did. He got to his spots. He got the kind of looks that he wanted to get. He just wasn't paying him off. But one of the things that we've learned about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Paris, is he is unfazed.
Yep.
The confidence does not waver. He believes in himself. He believes in the work that he's put in. If he can just get to his spots, he's going to sort it out. And that's what he did in that second half. I mean, those were astounding second half numbers, 28 points and 10 of 15 shooting, 3 of 3 from three. Then, oh, by the way, 4 steals on top of it. And how about that last one that he had on Jalen Suggs where the Thunder challenged it and won? That was a clean rip right there. And that was really kind of what sealed the game. It was an 8-point game with about a minute left when Shai ripped that. And then it turned into free throws for OKC because the Magic had to foul. So, I mean, Shai, as we've seen, doing it on both ends of the floor.
You want to talk about an MVP performance, getting it done on both ends of the floor and being as clutch of a player as we have seen from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in tonight's game, but even just over the course of this season, how many times have we seen him just step up and deliver in big-time moments?
And it's just the intelligence that he has and feel for the game. And, again, the Magic are a very good defensive team, and they're going to try to take away some of the things that the Thunder wanted to get to. And SGA just kind of understands understands that, feels it, reads the coverage, sees the scheme that the Magic are putting on him, and then understands, okay, this is how I need to approach this sort of game. And he just always seems to make that right decision on just, all right, this is a game where Isaiah Joe's getting loose. This is where Jared McCain's loose. This is where big-to-big stuff can really work. I need to get off the ball a little more.
Yeah.
Tonight it was foot on the gas, and SGA got to his spots and dropped a pretty casual 40.
I mean, if there's one person who can make 40 points look easy, leave it to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, doing so in this matchup here tonight to help the Thunder pick up their 9th consecutive victory. But the road trip continues for Oklahoma City, and it continues tomorrow in the Big Apple. The Thunder getting set to square off against the Brooklyn Nets in game number 2 of this 5-game road trip. We've got more on this matchup. Everything you need to know as the Thunder heads out to New York tomorrow.